Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comedian and host of Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. We are in the middle of the dogfight of Katie Thurston's season as she searches for love, and Bachelor in Paradise will be premiering August 16th. Michelle Young's season of The Bachelorette just got its premiere date in October, so we have tons of content to make. Make sure to subscribe and like this video. Again, you know my content, no edits. We just talk. I'm like the friend at the bus stop that you hang out with and tolerate because we're waiting on the bus. Let's kill some time. So whether you're at your job, you finished all your tasks for the day, and now you're just waiting for 4:59, and then you're going to punch out and just go home and wreak havoc this weekend. You do you, boo. You do you. So in this video, we're going to talk about Victoria Paul and how she shared that she had the unedited pics of her before and after look with her Bachelor in Paradise photo. So this made a big story last week. We'll get into all of this. Some other members of Bachelor Nation are sort of defending her, saying she was only kidding. The story itself's not that big of a deal, but it does spur a good conversation about over-photoshopping the body and unrealistic expectations. But I have a realistic expectation that you will subscribe to this video. Do it for your boy Dave. And again, this weekend, it used to be that I would do voicemails on the weekends. I'm going to bring that back this weekend, okay? So Sunday, I've got a voicemail video. That means you guys have to call in today. 401-213-9828. Call in. Anything you want to talk about, Bachelor Nation. A lot of people have been asking dating advice. If you guys have specific questions you want me to answer as just a chump in his 30s, look, no one gets worse dating advice than from their friends. You know what I mean? Well, just stick with him. He drives a Maserati. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Oh, well, you know, stick with him. He's got that pool we go to during the heat waves. It's like, yeah, but listen, I'll give you good advice because I got no stake in the matter here. All right, so anyway, folks, 401-213-9828. Leave your voicemails today, and I will get to those on Sunday, so you can check back for that long video where we hear from all of y'all. All right, not that you guys need dating help or anything, but hey, look, come on, I know my demographic. It's 93% women, so let's get out there and let's figure some things out. All right, so figuring things out herself would be Victoria P. So she shares this. Now, if you guys haven't watched this, on Tasha, my fiance's YouTube channel, which thank you guys so much for getting this thing monetized. I mean, you really ramped it up. She's making about $8 a day. She can quit her job, basically. I mean, that's not going to pay for the avocado or the guacamole at Chipotle, but it's on the path to success. We made this video 3 days ago and talking about photoshopping and when it's too much. Now, of course, Tasha works as a model, so she's done projects where she's in a magazine and she's photoshopped and she looks different. And how does that make you feel? How does it make innocent people feel when they see all these beautiful bodies nonstop and don't see cellulite and stretch marks and crow's feet and all that jazz? I got them all. I just got light blasting into my eyes. You can't see. You turn these lights off, I look like that old guy from Harry Potter. All right, folks. So anyway, we made that video. You can go check it out over there. This is what Victoria said. What filter is this at Bachelor in Paradise? The 28-year-old reality TV personality wrote. So that's really all she said. And then she made a video sharing about like how we're all beautiful and this and that. You know, her Instagram basically, you know, it was more than just this. She shared a video about how, like, you know, when we're raised, we're taught that there's this level of beauty we need to reach and this and that, and it's like it was a good statement she made. But now the members of Bachelor Nation are kind of saying she's kidding. I haven't listened to this, so we'll watch it. By the way, Natasha Parker, shout out to her. Actually, I should share this. Shout out to Natasha Parker. She shared my Instagram story today because my fiance. So you guys know this. If you know me, you know that Tasha makes Bachelor fashion recap videos, okay? So she'll cover the fashion, and then she will sort of like, let me go to Natasha Parker's page here. She'll cover the fashion, and she'll find duplicate outfits that people can buy or purchase based on the fashion that they saw on the show. So, of course, Tasha made a video featuring the Bachelor in Paradise outfits. This one in particular on the right here. So, of course, here's how that went down. In the mail yesterday, Tasha, not Natasha, got a box in the mail, and let's see, this is it right here. Check this out. Women be shopping. We should do that TikTok thing where I throw them on you and you change outfits. Oh, didn't work. Okay. Anyway, so Natasha reshared that. So thank you for that. But they are pretty cool pants. So if you need a style upgrade, by all means, you got to go check out Tasha's YouTube channel because she's sharing all of the Bachelor fashion. I would have never thought that this would have been a cool thing, but you know, it works on Natasha. It's going to work on my Tasha. And all right, back to the video. So here we go. Let's play this. Let's see if we can get through the whole thing. We'll see what they have to say, and then we'll move on. Of course, as has been proven, Tayshia Adams is not going to give us any hard-hitting critical opinions whatsoever. Take it for what it's worth. That's what she's going to do.
Moving on, and this Bachelor Nation breakdown is clickbait at its finest, and I love it because we're going to spill all the tea, and we're going to also clarify a lot. So Victoria Paul's Bachelor in Paradise photo. So last Thursday, the entire cast's photos were released, but this past weekend, Victoria Paul put up a side-by-side photo of her wearing the exact dress, no makeup on, hair kind of home. Yeah, in her home, hair kind of just, you know, doing its own thing, not done up. And she still looks really pretty, but she kind of called, wait, what was your caption, you guys?
The caption was, what filter?
What filter is this at Bachelor?
In Paradise.
Here's the thing about Victoria Paul's this caption and the post and everything. First of all, I think she was clearly kidding. I don't think she was. I don't think she was out now like trying to call out Bachelor in Paradise, but professional headshots and professional photos for television shows, for movies, for modeling, for anything, they're all edited.
Now, first of all, their podcast is bought and paid for by Bachelor producers. Now, I'm not saying there's some giant war going on here where they're trying to like defend Bachelor over whatever. Maybe she was calling it out, but the truth is said in jest. That's important for us to have these conversations, not to get outraged. You know me, I don't get outraged for the sake of being like, I'm offended that we're all offended. No, it's not like that. But it goes, all right, there's something to be talked about here.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it works. That's the name of the game.
The name of the game.
And Victoria Paul, like,
hey, black people get shot by police more often than whites. Hey, it's the name of the game. Is that a strong comparison to make? Yes. But the truth is, the name of the game is that fashion blog, editors, magazines, they do distort reality and it does mess people up. Okay. So that has led to Instagram filters, Snapchat filters, which was originally some bunny. Hey, I'm a bunny. Now it's, hey, my eyes are a little bit bigger and this is different. And it's like, what are we doing, guys? What are we doing? God's sitting up there going, I made you in my beauty. You already are beautiful. And you go, yeah, but with this filter, we're more beautiful. So it's the name of the game.
That's how she looks in most of her photos, to be honest, except for when she's going to not wear makeup and dress down and make a silly face.
But when you're hanging out at home, yeah,
of course. But I don't think she was like trying to call out Bachelor for being like, you're making us all look fake. Like, I don't think that's what she was doing.
No.
I think that's what people are trying to say.
No, and honestly, that's the problem with all this. She was just teasing about a filter, and then people just run with it.
Well, also people, I also think that certain people, and you look at the comments and stuff like that, and certain people are like, oh, this person looks like themselves. This person looks like themselves. This person, who is this? What is this? But it's like, you also have never seen any of these people in person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so that's where it's like, how do you know that they look like themselves, right? So I go back and forth with that. But it was definitely a joke. When I saw it, I laughed hysterically. I thought it was very funny. And also, but the post that she had before that,
things are funny because they're true. Like, we laugh at funny things that are true. Oh, airline food, isn't it the worst? Ah, it is the worst. So it can be true. It can be a slight. It can be a jab. Obviously, magazines, they do clickbait the hell out of it. Victoria P slams. No, that's not what happened, okay? That's why my channel's popular, because we look at that and we go, that's not what happened. It was a slight jab, a slight little shank there that she took at the man being Bachelor producers.
About just like body image and things like that. Victoria Paul comes from the pageant world, and there's so much pressure to look a certain way, be a certain way, put out on your Instagram and into the world to be a certain way, the certain perfection. I think that a lot of a lot of my friends that have done pageants they feel that pressure. And so knowing her and knowing how she feels about that, this was so funny to me. And that's why it was so funny to me, you know, because it's like, you know, not the same thing with some people who can't do an Instagram story without putting a filter on, you know, like without putting on, you know, the whatever filter. You know, we all get caught up in that, I think, when you're on your phone constantly and you're doing this and doing that and whatever. So it was funny. A lot of people picked it up because I think the perfection that is on Instagram, Us Weekly and E! News and all these different people who ran with the story, I think the perfection that certain people have, people just want to see, I think, more sides of influencers for the most part. And that's what people always say. But then the moment you post a busted picture of yourself, people are like,
what's wrong with you?
Doing?
Go get your hair done.
She going through something. She having a bad day. Somebody go check on her. What?
Natasha Parker is a gem that needs to be cherished. I'm not saying she's in a league above our other two co-hosts here. I'm just saying the fact that she's got 60-something thousand Instagram followers as opposed to maybe 1 million is bananas. Get out there and give her a follow. And I'm not just saying that because she shared my post today. She's kind of existed under the radar of Bachelor Nation to where she belongs. Okay, so let's just continue to, and I understand I'm interrupting her, but I gotta say, if there's any question to where I stand on this, Natasha Parker, NP, she needs to be sort of elevated to that next level of Bachelor fandom, in my opinion.
But like, also, truthfully, I think that there is that, but then also I feel like so many people want to find something wrong within Bachelor Nation, like find like what's fake and what you're hiding, and you know, find something like we're being changed and manipulated and all this like crazy stuff. Like, no, it's like that those memes, like what I look at like 9 p.m. before I go out versus like what I look like at 2 a.m. when I come home. Like, it's literally that comparison. It was nothing more than that. It was like a funny photo comparison Instagram as to like
versus reality.
Exactly. And people just love to run with it and think like, see, I knew it. These people are so done up and fake and everything behind the scenes is fake. And, you know, they're just, I don't know, making up these people to look completely different. Like, no.
I don't think any rational person doesn't like. Look, we looked into the Photoshop. We didn't think it was crazy. We really analyzed everything. We go, you know, clearly they did a lot of the eyes and the face and colors. But we also discussed in this video, this 25-minute video, look at the palapa behind Victoria P. It's white, which means it's blown out, which means the sun was really hot on it, which probably meant they didn't actually get a great photo. So they did a lot of editing to the photo. These photos, look, they had 20-something people. They had to shoot everyone's photo. So they were throwing them. So and everyone's photo doesn't line up the same. Like the lighting's not perfect. We're not in some corporate setting in some conference room shooting, you know, your DMV photo here. By the way, my DMV photo looks amazing, by the way. I mean, I went to the Hollywood DMV. I was like, do you guys use a better camera over here? They touched it up. They did a nice thing. We got a couple of looks. It was, you know, anyway, I'll share that with you on the next live stream if anyone really cares. You don't. The point is that there's a lot that goes into getting a professional looking photo. And of course, Photoshop will exist. It's all about enhancing in an unrealistic way. Now, of course, you can take a good photo and edit the lighting and this and that. So anyway, my thought behind it all is that while some of the news ran with it in their clickbait sensationalized fashion, she did take a jab at Bachelor producers. It did happen. And it was kind of lighthearted, and I don't think she was trying to ruffle any feathers. But by all means, there is an issue at hand with the glamour that we try to put out there. Not just Bachelor Nation, but in general. The glow up that we all do. The tutorials that exist on YouTube that can make someone go from like this to like glam. I mean, holy cow. And it's like, look, by all means, everyone feel sexy. Feel your inner sexy. Absolutely. But understand what it is. So on the days when you feel like the picture on the right, you don't hate yourself. Not saying that she does, but understand what the left is, what the photo editing is, the standing in a certain way, understand what that is, and then when you catch yourself in the mirror accidentally on a Saturday morning and look frumpy AF, just understand frumpy AF is part of the gig. That's part of what it looks like. My fiance's incredible as a model. The way she knows how to pose, she'll go out there and she'll pop a hip and push a tit and move a this. Next thing you know, she's like, it's like, holy, and that's just what it is. And then if she stands there kind of like waiting for like our Taco Bell order, she just kind of looks like a normal human. Then they're both beautiful. You know what I mean? So, you know, embrace your frumpiness and understand that it's just part of life. But at the same time, you know, if it encourages conversations like this to happen, not a bad thing to talk about it.
Oh, first of all,
people absolutely love to hate on The Bachelor and The Bachelor. Where they're like, it's like this malicious, like it was like as soon as Victoria Paul posted that, everyone's like, you see how fake Bachelor is? It's like, I hate that. It was a fucking joke, people.
Like, relax. You didn't find anything. Yeah. You're not on some hidden trail. You didn't call us out. It was a joke.
So I think, I'll be honest, I think this is what I would, and I understand, look, I understand their podcast and what they're trying to do. So, I get that their sensationalized response to the sensationalized outrage is kind of their way of, you know, controlling their narrative. So I get all of that. I absolutely get all of that. I don't think the percentages of people that give 1 or 2 shits about this situation is above 0.5%. It is so low but that's the business model, right? The outrage is what prints the headline. So if there's outrage on a left issue, on a right issue, whatever the case might be, that's going to print the headline, not some neutral, you know, imagine if I made a video that was like Victoria P shares, you know, whatever. And it's like, well, that's not as good as Victoria P slams Bachelor producer. And it's like, we get it. Or we should get it. But also, in the comment section the other day when we were talking about Caitlin Bristow's looks and Jason Tartick standing up for her, there was a question about whether or not, you know, Bachelor, at least I can't speak for the global demographics, but my channel is about 92% female. I can show you those stats. It's pretty obvious. 92% female. And the question becomes, are women more likely to tear other women down? And if so, is that because of a system, some would call it the patriarchy? I don't love that term because I think it makes it us versus them. You know what I mean? So it's like, guys shouldn't be upset when you talk about the patriarchy. Down with the patriarchy. But to the individual, you go, well, that means you're saying down with me. And I think the conversation, and then people go, wow, why are you being so sensitive? And you go, well, because people don't want down with themselves. Regardless of what side of any issue you're on, the effective way to reach other people is to not have something branded as down with them. So I understand the idea that and I preface that because I know this is polarizing, and that's why we're talking about it at the end. I understand the idea of the patriarchy creating a system where women have to cut each other down to win the man, because traditionally the man was the symbol of success because he was the breadwinner. I talk about all of this actually in my interview with Emily Moynes, which I'm going to air in a couple days, so make sure to subscribe, because it's fascinating, because she talks about her divorce and how she didn't have any control of finances and it was used as financial abuse. And it's a fascinating topic to discuss, and it's all sort of intertwined. Now, how can some junkie like me take financial abuse and tie it into a scenario where we're over photoshopping things? And it's like, do we all see the correlation? Now, maybe this isn't a great example because it's just professionally edited and it's not like they're making her tits out here and this and that. But the truth is the unrealistic expectation to fill an attraction model created by a system that pins us against each other. And if the patriarchy, generally speaking, attracts young, hot women, then do young women feel the need to up their hotness? Did I just solve it all? The point is, it's complicated. There's a lot to the different issues. But the idea in like the campaign that Dove had, where it's like, you know, naturally beauty, that's good. But like, where did that go? That didn't catch on. It did to an extent. And these photos can be shot in a way where you're using a lot of lighting and different things to pull out the best in somebody. And at the same time, we can have the discussion about the unrealistic expectations. I think we're starting to see on social media people slamming people with platforms for using overly filtered settings. Do you know what I mean? So I think we're starting to see people go, geez, why do you have to filter yourself? You're perfect. I remember when Rachel Kirkconnell did that, and she was like, yeah, sorry, I'm not going to use any more filters. I'll do some auto-tune to remove a blemish or this or that, but I'm not going to use filters that make my eyes bigger or my jaw square. I'm not going to do that. And I think it's an appropriate stance that people take if they do believe that the overly filtered things, which I don't think this is an example of, but the overly filtered things are bad for young women in society in general, then I think we take a stance and we say, you know what, we need to stop doing that. With that said, my own fiance, I don't judge her for using the filters she uses on her Instagram. She's playing the game that's you know, it's unfortunate, and you know, and I want to make her feel as safe and loved and beautiful, so she doesn't feel like she needs to do that. But it's deeper than that. It's just deeper than that. So while these tools exist on our Instagrams, it's important to talk about and realize how detrimental this all is. I don't have any kids. You know, we're in our 30s. I think we're pretty much set with our mental acuity. But if I had children, and I saw my 12-year-old daughter using a face filter because she didn't feel adequate, oh my gosh, I'm never going to let her go. I'm going to hug her for the next 10 years. I would feel so bad that society led her to feel that way. And I'm sure that's not a rare feeling that people have. Suicide rates have risen amongst young women, and it's no surprise that with the rise of social media and the compare culture that we have, that this is the case. Anyway, it's a topic worth discussing, even if the avenue that got there was a relatively harmless post. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any opinions regarding this topic, whether you agree or disagree or have any other questions or things you want, call the voicemail number 401-213-9828. It goes straight to voicemail. I'm not going to pick it up. If you call the WhatsApp number with this number, I will pick it up. But call that voicemail number, leave a voicemail, keep it under 2 minutes, under a minute, whatever you can do, and I'll play those over the weekend. So thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Have a good one. We'll see you later. Bye now.